Hello and welcome back once again to CBSE Board Economics. I'm Saddam Hussain. Well, today we'll be discussing about circular flow of income. Circular flow of income. This is a part of macroeconomics. It's a part of national income accounting. Circular flow of income is a topic which is covered wherever you have economics in your curriculum, in your syllabus, in your economics as a paper, whether you are school, in college, or if you are appearing for competitive exam. Circular flow of income is most important topic in all the board examinations, wherever you are appearing, whether in India or abroad. Well, we'll see what exactly is circular flow of income. Let's understand the literary meaning of it. Circular. You keep on moving in a circular manner. Flow of income, because income in the economy flows in a circular manner from one sector to the other sector. We call it as circular flow of income. Income moves in the economy in a circular manner from one sector to the other sector. We call it as circular flow of income. How does it happen? We'll be learning about it. In fact, there are 5 sectors in the economy. One is a household, one is a firm, households. Number 2 is firms. Number 3 is the government. Number 4 is capital market. Number 5, we call it as rest of the world, or they call it as foreign trade. So there are 5 sectors in the economy. In all these 5 sectors, the income moves in a circular manner from one sector to the other sector. Maybe households to firms, firms to households, households to the government, government to households, households to the rest of the world, that is foreign trade, or from other countries money comes to households in India, or households to government, households to firm, firms to government, government to firms. Anything can happen in a circular manner. That's why it's called. But here, to make you understand, we take only 2 sectors, households and firms. In most of the board examination, especially in Central Board of Secondary Education, we talk about 2 sectors only, households and firms. When you go to college, you'll be discussing about other sectors, that is households, firms, government, rest of the world, and the capital market. Here, to make you understand, to make the topic simplified, to make it easy, we'll be discussing about households and the firms. Well, in last 2 videos, definitely watch them. We discussed about 2 kinds of flows. One is a real flow and one is money flow. Let's recollect again what exactly is real flow, what exactly is money flow. What is real flow? Real in economics means in terms of goods and services. When the goods and services flow from one sector to the other sector, we call it as real flow. For example, households are the owners of 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and enterprise or entrepreneurship. They provide these factor services to the firms to produce goods and services. Here, we can say real flow is taking place from households to the firms. When the firms give them goods and services to the households, we can say it as real flow is taking place from the firms to the households. That is real flow. Watch the other video, that small video, what exactly is real flow. What exactly is money flow? We'll be discussing that in detail. When the households give money to the firms, when they buy goods and services from them as consumption expenditure, money flow is taking place from firms to the households, from households to the firms. When the firms give to the households factor incomes in terms of rent, wages and salaries, interest and profits, we can say or conclude that money flow is taking place from households to firms to the households. Well, that is about what exactly is circular flow of income. That's about what exactly is real flow. That's about what exactly is money flow. Now we'll be discussing in detail circular flow of income in a two-sector economy. Please understand carefully. Well, here in this topic, real flow will come, money flow will come, that entire circular flow of income will come. Well, to make you understand, because what you have in your syllabus, we will be discussing about only two sectors, households and firms. The first assumption is that in this economy, it's a closed economy. There are only two sectors. One is a household, the other one is firms. That means in this economy, there is no government. In this economy, there is no rest of the world. That means this economy does not export, does not import goods. In this economy, there is no capital market. That means there are no banks, nothing absolutely. Just remember, there are only two sectors in the economy, households and firms. First point. Okay. Second point, what you have to remember is households are the owners of four factors of production. Households are the owners of four factors of production, which are these: land, labor, capital and enterprise or entrepreneurship. Without these four factors, we just cannot produce any goods and services in the economy. So, first thing, households provide these four factors of production to the firms. That means here, real flow is taking place from households to the firms. So, real flow has come once again. With the help of these four factors of production, land, labor, capital, enterprise or entrepreneurship, the firms produce goods and services. So the main function of a firm is to produce goods and services, firms. The firms produce goods and services and sell it in the market. After that, the money which they got it, they give it to the households because they provided factor services to the firms. How do they give it to them? As factor payments. What exactly is this? They provide rent to land, firms provide wages and salaries to the labor, they provide interest to the capital, and entrepreneur will get profits. So land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, that is wages and salaries, rent, interest and profits. So again now, see here, the money flow is taking place from firms to the households. Money flow. Mind it, every real flow has an opposite money flow. Every real flow has an opposite money flow. So one circle has taken place. Households provided factor services to the firms. Firms give them factor payments to them. Real flow has taken place from households to the firms. Money flow has taken place from firms to the households. So every real flow follows a money flow. Every real flow has money flow. Now households got the money in their hands. What do the households do? They spend this money to buy goods and services from the firms. So again, money flow is taking place from households to the firms. They want to buy goods and services from the firms. Now what do the firms do? The firms give them goods and services because the firms, after all, at the end of the day, they have produced it, they give it to the households. So here real flow is taking place. So every money flow now has a opposite real flow. So that means in the economy you have two real flows and two money flows in opposite direction. Real flow takes place, money flow takes place, money flow takes place, real flow, they all move in a circular manner. That's exactly why we call it as circular flow of income. Circular flow of income. Okay? So in this economy, that is circular flow of income. So to repeat once again, households, they are the owners of four factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. They provide factor services to the firms. Real flow is taking place, and firms give them factor payments, wages and salaries, rent, interest and profits. Okay? This money flow is taking place, and the households spend that money to buy goods and services from the firms. Money flow is taking place. Now the firms give them goods and services. Real flow is taking place. Real flow, money flow. So two real flows and two money flows. That means there are two markets also here. We can learn it. Which are these? One is a product market. One is a factor market. What is factor market? Factor market is the market for the four factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. What is product market? Market for the goods and services in the economy. That is a factor market. To make you understand, the notes is given here. I'll read it again. Please see there, and you can copy later. I'll repeat. Please see here. Explain circular flow of income in two-sector economy. All economic activities are interrelated. A pictorial illustration of this interdependence between the major sectors of economic activity is called circular flow of income and product. Goods and services flow in one direction and money flows in the opposite direction. It causes a circular flow. So, the output or product flows from the producer seller to the consumer buyer. It is called real flow. Money flows from the consumer, that is a buyer, to the seller. This is called money flow. Here we make the following assumptions. What assumptions we make it here? There are only two sectors in the economy: households and firms. Households are the owners of the four factors of production, that is land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. They provide factor services to the firms. Number 3, firms hire factor services from households and in return pay rent to land, wages and salaries to labor, interest to the capital, and profits to the entrepreneur. Number 4, households spend their income on consumption. They don't save or pay taxes, exports or import goods. 5th point, firms sell all that is produced to households. And the 6th point, there is no government sector or rest of the world, that's foreign trade. In this type of economy, there are two types of markets. One is a market for goods and services, that is a product market, and one is market for factors of production. See page 3 or page 2, factor market. See the picture here. Household sector provide factor services, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, that is real flow. In return from firms they are getting money flow, that is factor payments, rent, wages and salaries, interest and profits, that is a factor market. Below you can see in the figure, households give their money to firms as consumption expenditure. In return they get goods and services. That means you can see it here clearly, there are two real flows and two money flows taking place. The household sector owns the four factors of production, that's land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. They provide these factor services to the firms to produce goods and services. This is a real flow from households to the firms. In return, firms pay wages to labor, rent to land, interest to the capital, and profits to the entrepreneur. This is money flow from firms to households. The households spend their income on buying goods and services from firms. Here again, money flow takes place from households to firms. In return, the firms provide households goods and services. Here, real flow takes place from firms to households. So, in the circular flow diagram, we can see two real flows and two money flows. Since the money is flowing in a circular manner from firms to households and from households to firm, it's called circular flow of income and product. I'm sure you must have understood. To put it in simple words, once again I'll tell you, circular flow of income. Since money, I'll give in points. Number 1, since money is flowing in a circular manner from one sector to the other sector, we call it as circular flow of income. There are two flows here. One is a real flow. Real flow means in terms of goods and services. Number 2 is money flow. Money flow means in terms of money from one sector to the other sector. First, households provide factor services to the firms, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. In return, firms pay them factor payments, that is in terms of wages and salaries, rent, interest and profits. Households spend that money from the and give it to the firms, that's consumption expenditure. In return, the firms give to the households goods and services. So, two real flows followed by two money flows, or two money flows follows by two real flows. Two markets, one is a factor market for the four factors of production, one is a market for goods and services. So, I'm sure you must have understood. In case of any difficulty, write it in the comment box. We'll try to help you out. Thank you guys for listening. Will we meet next time? Goodbye. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and like our videos. In case you don't understand in one, if you watch it once, watch it repeatedly many times. I'm sure you'll get it. Sure, keep watching all the videos. They're simple and easy to understand. On top of it, you don't have to spend a single penny on it. Absolutely free. Thank you guys. Keep smiling. Bye bye.